I'm Jo from Elsie Grays and welcome to our first tutorial on how to crochet edges on your quilts. I've had a lot of questions on how I attach my crocheted edges to the quilts, and I just wanted to say that this is nothing new. It has been around before, and we used to do a blanket stitch on the edge of the binding, and as you can see the stitches along there, and then we crochet into the top. I just wanted to show you a few of my quilts with the gorgeous crochet edges on. This one is one of my favourites. I love this green and I love a pom-pom border. So it's seamless on the front and seamless on the back. No blanket stitch, and it does look like it's been stitched inside the quilt, but it's actually stitched on top. So in this tutorial, I'll show you how to do that. So my next one is the Elizabeth Mary quilt. It's made from Tilda fabrics on linen. Tilda fabrics are one of my favourites, and this edging is called a spade edging, and again, no blanket stitch on the back. The next one is Tilda again, and this one is called Winter Bloom. This is available as a PDF download on our website. Gorgeous gold colour. Again, Tilda on the back, which just looks beautiful, and a nice seamless edging as well. I've had lots of questions via social media on how I attach my binding. So I'm just going to show you a quick little tutorial, and I'm just going to break it down on how I do my crocheted edges. So first of all, your binding will be cut at 1.5 inches. Then take it to your iron, fold it in half and attach it like normal as you would with your quilt. Once your binding is all sewn on with your sewing machine, you're going to pull your binding all the way over. I use these clips to keep them in place, and then hand sew like you would normally your binding all the way around. Now the tricky little bit is these corners. If you just cut those corners out, it'll take some of the bulk out. So when you come to do your corner, you sew right up to there and then fold that one back. There's a little bit of bulk here, but don't worry too much about that. Once you've finished your binding, the top of your quilt will look like this, and see that you don't see any of your binding on the front, and then on the back, it's all nice and neatly sewn down. Now that that's completed, we can now move on to the crocheted edge. I love to use Fiddlesticks Wren, which is an 8-ply cotton. You can also use a 4-ply cotton, and that will just give you a finer edge on your quilt. Okay, we're going to start our back stitch along the edge of the quilt now. I use a very long darning needle with quite a sharp edge, and you'll need a pair of scissors. So on the back of your quilt, we're going to come up through the binding here. Don't forget to put a knot at the end of your yarn, and you can start anywhere on your quilt, and we're just going to pop that through there. Now I'm going to be honest with you, this is not fun, this bit. It's a little bit tricky. So we're just going to do a back stitch here, right on the very edge, and push that through. So there's your first stitch. So we'll go right next to it, and you can either go through your quilt or just on the edge of your binding. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky and a little bit hard to pull your thread through. And you're going to continue doing the back stitches all the way around. Don't worry too much about the length. If they're different lengths, it's okay, because we're just going to crochet into the top of those anyway. So once you've gone all the way around, which I'm just going to show you another piece, that's what it's going to look like. So right on that very edge are your stitches. Now that you've completed your back stitch all the way around your quilt, the fun begins. We can start to crochet. I use a 3mm crochet hook and my 8-ply Fiddlesticks Wren, and I normally start about halfway down one side of the quilt. I'm going to attach my yarn, and I do that by just hooking that on, and I tie a knot. So the first lot of stitches you're going to do, they are all double crochets, and that's English term double crochet. In American, that's a single crochet. So I'm going to start with just a chain, and as you can see there, I'm going to just estimate how many stitches go into each stitch. So I normally do about 2 or 3 into each one. You don't want to have too many stitches in there because your border will then become frilly, and we don't want a frilly border. Okay, so I've done 3 in the first one, 4 in the next one, because obviously your stitches can be a little different. So in each stitch, I do probably 2 or 3 stitches. See, this one's a little bit shorter, so I'd probably only pop 1 in there. This one's a little bit longer, and I will do 3 double crochets in there. And you carry on all the way around. This is building your base for your edging. So row 1 is double crochet all the way around. And I just want to show you what I do when I come to a corner. As I'm coming up to the corner, I'm just going to put 3 double crochets in there, in this one. I'm going to chain 2 to go back down the other side. And I will probably have to put in 4 in this one because this stitch is a little bit bigger than the others. And you're just going to carry on all the way around, and your first row of double crochets is your base of your crocheted edge of what you're going to create. Once you've crocheted your double crochets all the way around your quilt, just slip stitch into your first chain 1, and I always do a second round of double crochets, then I go into my pattern on the crocheted edge. On the 3 quilts we showed you earlier, I just want to just quickly explain the stitches I have done on these. So on the gorgeous green one, I have done 3 rows of double crochet, then I've gone into the cute little pom-pom border. On the Elizabeth Mary quilt, 2 rows of that base double crochet, and then I have moved on to the spade border. And then on the Winter Bloom quilt, 2 rows of double crochet, and I called this the crown border as it sort of looked like mini crowns. I hope this tutorial has inspired you to create your own beautiful crochet edges on your next quilt. Coming up on my next video, I will show you how to hand piece our pre-cut tilde hexagons and add this special touch to this crocheted edge. Thank you for watching our very first YouTube video. Please subscribe, like and share. You can also follow Elsie Grays on Facebook and Instagram.